Hello, thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Ryan Drobell. I'm doing an honest review or personal review of Precision Nutrition Certification course. Please subscribe to this channel and like this video. I appreciate it, it helps me out. I'm doing this review for Precision Nutrition. I'm not getting anything out of it. I just want to, I noticed that there's like one review out there that's really good, but it would help to kind of give another take on it. I think is if there's another review out there, an honest one like this, it could help other people kind of decide. So I recommend watching. I don't remember his name. You can just you can like do a YouTube search and figure out the other person that reviewed this. I think a couple people might have, but I wanted to give mine too because I know it helps. This is the box that I just got from Precision Nutrition. And it says, "Congrats, coach." And then there's a letter from Precision Nutrition explaining a little bit about the certification, what I can use it towards, and then like basically telling me I'm completely qualified to go out and do work as a nutrition coach now. And then I also have the course is approved for continuing education credits with all the different organizations that it lists. There's the Precision Nutrition Certification, and then listed providers of all of the things that it will qualify as continuing education towards. So that's awesome. And then it says, "Hey, congrats, coach. Here's your certificate. Be sure to display it proudly. You earned it. As a special bonus, just for grads, we also created this free course, The Future of Health and Fitness Coaching, How New Coaching Curriculum and Technology Ideas Are Revolutionizing the Industry. Take advantage of all three with this free course." So they give you continuing education after you're done with the course. Yeah, there's that. Now let's get into the review. Starting out with this course, there is an amazing orientation that you have to go through. I think the orientation was good to get you acclimated, get your whistle wet, so to speak, when you start, while you're waiting on your materials. Now keep in mind you have 45 days, I think, to get a refund and try the course out, which for me, that's a no-brainer. I would have done it. I'd do it over again because of that alone. It's like, yeah, I can start to pay for this and try it. And then if I don't like it, I can just send it back and get a refund. Which to me is like, everybody should just give it a shot if you're a coach. But I'm going to go through my personal experience of like what I went through in this course, and maybe some of the noticings I had, so it can help you make a better decision and know if this course is like quality or not. The introduction or the orientation is before you get the book, before you start to do anything with this. And when you do it, you get access to the back office. They give you a login in the Precision Nutrition website and then you have the curriculum. So as you go through an overview of the curriculum right here, there's a whole orientation that goes through like getting you acclimated, giving you some stuff that will help you be a better coach. I'll just read the sections to you real quick. So there's a start here section, welcome, here's what you do first. There's a tell us about yourself section that helps them get to know you. There's frequently asked questions, the most commonly asked questions about getting started with the level 1 program. Advance to the next section. After completing your orientation, you can move on and getting ready for the program. Some simple tasks to help you prepare for the program. Article 1, how to answer the most common nutrition questions like a boss. Article 2, meal plans usually suck. Article 3, 23 expert tips to help you overcome the most common coaching challenges. Article 4, how to talk to people so they're more likely to change. Article 5, 7 proven plus profitable models for adding coaching to a health and fitness business. Advance to introduction chapter. After your course materials have arrived, you can move on to the introduction chapter. Article 6, forget career hacks. Here's the real key to career success that almost no one is talking about. So a lot of information, a lot of stuff to get through while you're starting the course. And I forgot about this. I have alopecia. So that's an immune system autoimmune disorder where like hair falls out. So I lost my eyebrows, lost my eyelashes, I had a bunch of bald spots. So I like to create awareness for that. And so if you don't know what alopecia areata is, then go look it up. A lot of kids have it. There's a lot of kids. I mean, when I was a kid, I had it, and growing up was super hard because I got made fun of and bullied, and people thought I was weird looking, stuff like that. So it's important. Like I like to create awareness around it, so I wanted to mention alopecia. If you don't know what it is, go look it up and tell a friend about it. Anyways, so they gave me a hat, Precision Nutrition as well, in the box, and I'm gonna wear it this whole time. Okay, so we have the orientation, which is cool because we get to kind of get into stuff and start reading it while we're waiting for the book. And then I get my book and I get to start the coursework. Now, what I notice is like when we log into the first chapter, which is the introduction chapter, everything in this whole course is laid out the same exact way. And what I mean by that is each chapter has 6 steps, and the steps are, first of all, in any order that you want to do them in. They suggest the steps as the first step being read the chapter, the second step being watch the video, this third step being answer the workbook questions, and fourth step is read the frequently asked questions, and then the fifth step is take the exam, and the sixth step is advance to the next chapter. All the chapters that you have to go through in this book are laid out the same way. Now, if you want to, you can do whichever of the first 3 steps or the first 4 steps, which are read the intro chapter, or read the chapter, watch the video, answer the questions, frequently asked questions. You can read the frequently asked questions first and do the video second and read the chapter third and then do the workbook last, or whatever order that you want to do it in. I think that everybody learns differently. And so I learned better, and I figured this out after trial and error, that watching the video first and then reading through, skimming through the chapter, and then doing the workbook after that was the best way for me to do it. Moving on to the frequently asked questions always felt like, oh my gosh, I'm almost done. And I read through the frequently asked questions, and then, then I move on to the quiz and be completely ready for it. You always have your book to reference to if you need to answer the questions you run into something. There's no time limit on the quizzes. Quizzes are a little bit easy. I would have liked more of a challenge, but regardless of that, what I learned in each chapter, like the way that the learning is set up, going from step to step by reading the chapter, watching the video, and then answering the workbook questions. So if you think about it, okay, I'm going to read the chapter real quick, get kind of an idea of what's going on, read through it, then I'm going to watch the video, and then I'm going to go through the workbook and get more specific with it. So I've just heard it and seen animations and heard humor given in the video, because John Berardi likes to make corny jokes in there, but at first I was like, oh, that's super corny, but the corny jokes that he makes, they stick with you in your mind. So when you're reading and you're doing the questions, you remember the jokes, and it helps with the whole remembering everything that you're learning. And it still sticks with me. Some of the jokes that he made still stick with me to this day, and it helps me remember and reference back to some of the material that's within the book. So really amazing how helpful that was. What the system that I found that worked the best for me, I would watch the video because I would get to see these animations and hear the humor, and then right after that I'd go skim through the book. And as I'm skimming through the book, I'd remember some of that humor, and I'd be able to reference it back, and it'd help with my memorizing of what was going on in the chapter. And then from there, I would take my workbook, and I would start at the beginning of the chapter and the beginning of the workbook, the beginning of the chapter of the workbook, and then I would ask the question, and I would start at the beginning and just start to kind of skim through to try to find the answer. and find the answer and then move on to the next question, skim through some more. And it was a step-by-step process through each chapter when you go to the workbook. So after the video and then reading the chapter and then going back into the workbook questions, that system of learning changed my whole life. Like I've gone through college, I've gone through courses, nothing that I've ever seen is laid out and so simplified and given to you in such bite-sized pieces that are easy to understand better than this course has done for me. So that's a huge pro, is that it's laid out in a way that anybody's going to be able to learn this stuff if they just go through it as suggested. There's so much material, and there's so many different angles of learning each specific thing, each specific chapter, that it's like hard not to learn from it, especially if you go through it, and if you answer the questions and you just go through it and get it done the way that it's supposed to be done, you will learn from it. It seems like impossible not to. So that's what I like about it, definitely, is that it's laid out in a bite-sized, like a very step-by-step, easy process to learn, and it's broken down into such small bite-sized pieces that it's hard not to understand what's going on when you're going through this course, even in the science stuff. And like I struggle with science and math and molecules and cells and all that stuff. It's not the easiest thing for me to understand, but this course broke it down as easy as it could possibly be broken down, I think. And the cool thing about Precision Nutrition is this is volume 3. They just came out with volume 4, which means they came out with all the new improvements, and their constant goal is to give a better education and to make their program better and to make it better of a product for the consumer, which is coaches. We're taking this program and we're trying to learn it so that we can apply it to being a better coach, or whatever reason you're taking it for. Maybe you're just trying to learn more about nutrition and coaching, or maybe you're not trying to learn about coaching, but you just want to use it and apply it to yourself, change your behavior. Either way, whatever your goal is, this is the course to do it with, for sure. Like, no doubt. I've been through other nutrition certification courses, and I've read lots of books. This is by far like the best layout I've ever seen. I can definitely go into coaching more confidently now and knowing more, and it breaks it down in a way that I can really know how to help my clients change their behavior. With other nutrition courses, I definitely understand what people need to do. Coaching people for 15 years has taught me I know what people need to do, but the thing I've always struggled with is the behavior change in people. What are people going to be able to do that's going to create change in their body, create change in their life, that's going to yield the results that they're looking to get? And how can I deliver that to them in a way where they'll understand it? Because a lot of people come into a coach with a lot of biases, and they're coming in with all these ideas that they've been given by all this information that's coming at them, oh, I need to do this diet, I need to do that, what about that diet, what about that exercise, what about that fitness program? This teaches you how to deliver what you're going to do as a coach to them, and then it helps you understand how you're supposed to communicate to somebody that they're going to chew their food slowly and eat until they're 80% full for 2 weeks before they do anything else, before they worry about what they're going to eliminate from their diet, etc., etc., etc. So I hope you know what I'm trying to say. I noticed that it gives you the education that you need to help people change their behavior, which is what is really going to make a person get changes in life. You strip it back to a step-by-step process that people can handle, and that they can, giving them something they can do in their worst day, something they can accomplish. Because if you give them too much, they're going to fail. And the way that this teaches you how to deliver that to people in a coaching format And the fact that it teaches you all the science, so you have a better understanding of what's really going on with nutrition, what's really going on when we eat certain food. And then also the whole digestion process of like what's happening with proteins and fats and carbohydrates and micronutrients, and it goes through everything that you can ever want to learn about nutrition and more. It goes through things that you didn't even think you wanted to learn, things that I didn't even know about. I shouldn't say you. I say you a lot. It's just a habit. But for me, like there's things I learned in this that I would have never even thought of. So I didn't know I needed to learn. I didn't know it was even a thing that was in existence. So that's the beauty of this education, is it gives you so much. And not only that, is like in the frequently asked questions, there's extra readings. So for example, like say in the chapter one's about cells. So I'm going to learn all about cells that Precision Nutrition has in the text and the workbook and the online video, and then I go to frequently asked questions that people usually have about the chapter, and it's going to teach me more about that. After that, it has recommended readings about cells so that you can learn even more, and it does that in every single chapter. So I'm getting like extra recommended books to read, extra free articles that I can read that are going to further educate me on each different thing about nutrition. And since this book covers literally everything that there is to think about in terms of nutrition, and it's developed by people who have PhDs and who are completely educated in this stuff and who are at the forefront of the industry, who are leading the charge in developing the nutrition education, this course is a no-brainer. If you want to become better as a coach, you will take this course. I am not making any money from this. They're not paying me anything at all. But I believe in giving back to coaches because I've been given so much by others, and this is such a good community to be a part of. There's an online group with Precision Nutrition. Once you're part of this course, you can go and ask questions too. You can be a part of that online community. Anytime you have a question, they're there for support. The customer support is amazing. The communities of other people going through this program, their support is amazing. There's people going through stuff you're going through as a coach and that I'm going through as a coach, that I get to go out and ask like what I do in a certain situation and get, several different suggestions on what to do with other people, different people's ideas. And fitness has been such a good community to me. This course has improved my coaching, and it will continue to improve with all the extra recommended readings and the extra articles that Precision Nutrition has given to me. It's led me into continuing education options. It showed me all the best certification courses that I can take after this. Like, it teaches me about business. It teaches me about how to work with clients, how to break clients into different subcategories, and how to, work with the different levels that people are at within nutrition, how to work with them on the behavior and changing that over time, and how to, what it means to be a coach, coaching philosophy, the science of nutrition, the way that the body metabolizes and digests food, aerobic metabolism, and it talks about the energy system and energy balance in the body, things like that. It's robust, it's full, it's the most complete program that I've ever seen personally, and I would recommend it for sure to anybody who's thinking about taking it. At least give it a try for the free 45 days or whatever it is. Don't quote me on the 45 days, but try it for sure. All right, thank you.